All right, so here's what you can find out about flag. There's a lot of opportunities. The Pittsburgh Steelers hosting their regional tournament next. To find a league near you, go to NFLflag.com. Back to the draft. You don't need us to tell you that Fernando Mendoza was good last year, but here's a look at exactly how dangerous he was, especially on the deep ball. Completed over 50% of his passes, thrown 20-plus yards downfield with a perfect 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Both those marks ranked second in FBS, and he ranked top 10 in fourth-quarter QBR as well. We saw some of that right in his big fourth-quarter comebacks. Dan, what stood out to you as you've watched the tape on Mendoza?
Yeah, I wanted to get into this with DJ and J-Mac. So in those four, pivotal comebacks, you go to the on-the-road Iowa game, fourth-quarter game-winning drive, on-the-road Penn State, the Heisman kind of moment, Big Ten title, and then obviously the national title. Feather in the cap, no doubt, makes big plays at the end of the game, comebacks.
Yeah.
But in the first 6 drives of those 4 wins, right, so roughly the first 3 quarters of each of those games, the production just wasn't that good. So yes, the feather in the cap, tip of the hat, yes, the clutch happens. But if you look at it, not many, can we throw that graphic up real quick? Not many explosive plays, not a lot of touchdowns. If you look at that, 8 sacks, 3 explosive plays over the course of 25-plus possessions or drives. And so I wanted to ask DJ, how do you evaluate that with the understanding, yes, great comeback wins, but also that lack of production in those games that just wasn't there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd much rather have him finish well than start well. Sure. So I would say start there. That's a very good thing. The other thing I would say is every team has a formula to win games. I think we would all agree Cignetti is an unbelievable coach. He's a smart guy, and he knew their formula to win games. Now, we're getting ready to have this draft, guys. It's 3 days. I don't think we're going to see an Indiana offensive lineman get drafted. Now, Coogan could go late, talking about a 6th, 7th pick, 6th, 7th round pick or a priority free agent. And they're going up against a Miami team with those 2 warriors up front. Ohio State, who's got 3 guys who are playing up front, they're going to go in the first round, and then you add Styles into that, or you add Downs into that mix as well. You talk about the Oregon game, that whole D-line came back. Congrats to Dan Lanning on that one. They were at such a talent deficit that to me it was, we're going to run the ball, we're not going to lose the game, we're not going to screw it up, and then Fernando, you got to make some plays late in these games for us to win. And to me, that was their formula, and I thought he executed it extremely well.
It's interesting to hear that perspective, because
it shows how much was on Fernando Mendoza's
late in the
shoulders.
Game. It's also a little bit, and Daniel and I have talked about this, number 2 defense in the country, so it keeps him in the game. It's just how, what's your perspective from a defensive guy in that?
That's exactly what I was going to give you. So I played 13 years in the NFL. It wasn't until I got to New England with Brady that I would sit on a bench during a 2-minute drill and have all the confidence in the world that my quarterback under center was going to drive us down the field and get whether we needed a touchdown or whether we needed a field goal. But the utmost confidence that was going to happen. So to me, when you point out Mendoza in the fourth quarter, in those moments is where he plays his absolute best football.
He did. There's no question.
As a defender, I'll rock with you because we can figure it out throughout the course of those 3 quarters of what we need to get it done. But I need you in those crucial moments to come up big for us because it's the only shot we have to win the game.
I realize we're talking about being clutch and some of those things. There's skill set that plays into that. Doesn't that translate well to the NFL? Somebody who has done that at the college level, at the highest level, in the biggest stages.
Absolutely. In those games, respectfully, it's on the road at Iowa, a tough place to play. On the road against Penn State after he throws an interception. So, I don't want to speak out both sides of my mouth because I do want to understand and respect and give thumbs up the comebacks. But when I look at it and I go number 1 pick, I just have reservation that, and I get Daniel's point, I do, of the style of the play. And I know he's talked about Justin Herbert and a little bit of how Oregon wanted to play with him. I just struggle to watch some of that tape and being why so good late and so pedestrian for the chunk of the game?
Well, DJ, let's spin it forward a little bit to what Kubiak may want to do with him in that system and how you think that translates based off of what you've seen on tape.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I've seen, and Dan's talked about this, in terms of the under center stuff, that's going to be an adjustment. personally think it's an adjustment for all these quarterbacks. I think Ty Simpson had 50 snaps under center. Mendoza had 11. You know, none of these guys play under center in college. So there's going to be an adjustment period there. But when I go back and watch Sam Darnold last year in this offense, and I watch all those 3rd and 7+ throws, they emptied it out a lot in the gun. There was a lot of quick throws. There was working the perimeter, a lot of out routes. That stuff he's going to be extremely comfortable with. Just got to be a little bit patient with some of the stuff they ask him to do under center. But that's why they have a plan. They went out and got Kirk Cousins. He doesn't have to rush onto the field. It feels weird to say this, but I think the Raiders have made all the right moves to set the groundwork here for him to have a chance to be successful. It's been a while since we could say that about the Raiders, guys, but I think they've done this thing the right way.
Yeah, no, I agree, especially when it comes to the O-line. I mean, Linderbaum to me was like the biggest signing possible in free agency for anybody. All right, so we know that Mendoza's going to go #1 overall. Time now for some quick reads. He's expected to go #1, but I want to know who your favorite prospects are in this draft. This is fun. DJ, start us off. Who do you like the most?
Yeah, I'm going to go to that Ohio State defense and Sonny Styles. And when you think about the way the game's played right now, I think he's perfect. You want to have an athletic quarterback? Well, he can run him down sideline to sideline. You want to try and throw the ball in those windows? I've got a condor at the second level you're going to have to navigate around. Oh, by the way, you want me to blitz? Go back and watch the 24 tape and see what I do there. So to me, I think he's a perfect defender for the way football's played right now.
I'm going to go to, everyone would probably think quarterback. I'm going ex-quarterback. Tight end Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt, who is an ex-quarterback. I think everything athletically for him is very easy and very natural. I think the catchability, just how naturally he catches the football, is a big deal. Now, yes, is he going to have to get better with being more physical? Sure. And he's going to have to get better with probably the nuance of route running? Absolutely. But I look at the size of 6'4", 240, the ex-quarterback with the intelligence and just the natural athleticism. I love this player.
I'm going to go with Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo. This is a guy that attacks the football. Whether it's up in the air or you're running with it, he's going to punch it out. He's an excellent communicator. You see that on the film every single snap, playing in that too high. Then he has something with the safety position that I love to see. He's not afraid to run into darkness. You come in there in the phone booth, he's running straight in there and he's putting a hit on you. He's a guy that I love watching on film and I think is going to translate well in the league.
Oh, you're speaking my language, J-Mac. To me, this is one of my favorite players in the draft. He's my 15th overall player. But I'm telling you, talking to teams the last few days, I think he's going to keep the tradition alive. He's going to slide to the second round, and this league's going to do the same thing. Branch fell to the second round, shouldn't have fallen to the second round. Cooper DeJean fell to the second round, shouldn't have fallen to the second round. We know Emanwari last year fell to the second round. I think that happens again this year. So the last two guys I mentioned, they just won the Super Bowl. So congrats to whoever takes McNeil Warren on their Super Bowl trophy next year.
Guys, too bad Hawk's not here right now.
No, we don't need Hawk trying to tell
Toledo
love. We don't need that. We don't need that.
I love the Toledo love. I'm surprised.
You said run to darkness.
Yeah, and ready to
Quarterbacks don't know about that.
He definitely doesn't.
Orlovsky wasn't
Cam
running.
Newton does. Cam probably not scared.
Aaron Rodgers runs the darkness. That's one quarterback that knows about it.
I love it, TJ. By the way, Dan, your favorite player, I thought you were going to say Ty Simpson. You didn't say him, but
we'll get to that.
That's because we're going to get to it. Exactly. Still to come. Growing speculation around Ty Simpson due to his limited amount of